how to make use of the language and also editor then. So give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to set up a project. Here I don't have project. Hopefully I don't know. So I wish good luck to me. And I'm going to create statistics, a project. So it is happening. I think it is, yeah, it is already there in the, I think last time I used in my, I think in my user, C, users, gym, Eclipse, workspace. You see here I have statistics. I need to delete this. So as long as it is there and it will not, now once again, I'll go back and create the project. And this time, let me see, statistics. Yeah, now it gets identified. Okay. Shall I use like, okay. So finish. Yes, create a package. Now the project is clear. So if you observe project, so first one is whenever we are touching, usually we import the library. I will again, I don't know where I downloaded this, but I'll import general file system next, and then browser. I should be having I think I should be having an Eclipse, I guess. No, it is not there. So I don't know where I have. Anybody of you know where I downloaded the Apache Commons Math 3 library? Somebody please, for God's sake, respond to me. Oh, you are responding, but I'm not able to hear it, I guess. Apache. So anyway, it's a recapitulation to those individuals who has not attended my previous class. Commons. Okay, I call Math 3. Come. Wow. I was longing to see you. Great. What a coincidence. You are my darling. So we got the download. We'll go to the downloads. No, by the way, I like you because I like your attitude. You are an odd man in today's generation. You are an odd man in today's generation. I never expect a candidate like you in today's crowd. Okay, then I'm going to download this. I think it is in downloads, I guess. Okay, what I do is I just, you know, I'm not guaranteeing you. Okay, don't expect me. I may be able to do, I may not be able to do. So in my computer it is happening. In fact, I shot a video and I also posted in my YouTube channel as how to rectify this problem. But let me see if I will be able to. Madam, you are very, you look so serious. Please smile. So in my workspace, you see here Eclipse dash workspace. Here I'm going to create a directory. I call it as libs. These are all external libs. Now what happens? I paste it here. Now if I go back to my project, guys, I know many of you are not able to follow me, but unfortunately you have to raise your brain. This is how things look like. So now if I refresh the project, I don't know. Let me see. Okay. I'm not able to get it because I didn't import. Now I'm going to import. So I downloaded the library. I kept it in my computer in one of the folders. Now I'm going to import. So first step is importing and second step is adding. Import and add libraries. So I'm adding external libraries. Now what I do is import general file system and then browse. I got in my workspace there is a folder. This is where I think this is. So when I select the folder, it will show me the. Oh, I did one mistake. The mistake is I didn't extracted the. This is not the VLC file. It should be, I don't know, wrongly identified. These files must be identified by WinRAR, or at least WinRAR. So because this is a compressed file. Now extract here. It's taking a lot of time. It's not extracting. Okay. Let's do all. By the way, there is no theory for this class, guys. I don't have any theory in my book. These are all actually I only can teach you this. You cannot. You only have to learn it through online sources. There is no textbook which will teach you how to add, import and add libraries. But I'll try to provide it later. So now go to your project. Import. You see here there is an option called import. General, file system. Next, browse. Then you got this folder. Earlier it was not there. So I extracted this. Select the folder. You see how many jars are there. So these are the ingredients inside that folder. What is the file which I need for my analysis? The very first one. commons-math3-3.6.1.jar. This is what I need. Finish. So once again, caveat. The caveat for this class is that I'm not sure I'm going to do it or not. I'm just doing it. So different. So don't ask me this question, sir, why it is different in different computers. I don't know. I don't have the answer. So build path, configure build path. Now go to this. You see how many tabs are there. This is the tab libraries. Click on module path. Now you see them, activated. All these buttons gets activated when you click on module paths. Otherwise, you will see them inactive. Only after clicking on module path, you will get all of them activated. Now add external jars. Okay. Now add jars. Now don't press add external jars. It will open the file browser to your computer. You have to press add jars. It will open the files in your workspace. Java workspace lo unna files open chestundi. External jars ante computer lo files ni open chestundi. Now I have that here. I already imported. Now press OK. Now it is attached. Apply and close. Now what happens? I just go. This is recapitulation to this. I already spoke all these things in my last class. This is again class. Now I call it as statistics. So my intention is to teach you how to perform statistics. Statistics. Main class. Main method. Now I got the method. Okay. Here what I do is now we need to go to the documentation. So I'll take you to the Apache Commons. If you same place where I downloaded, you see here left side you got documentation, user guide. Now let's go to the statistics because we want to learn how to perform the statistics. There are several things here. So first let me. So this is the very first section is the descriptive statistics, and we need to pick up the code. And I'll explain you this later, okay? First, let me check if it is working or not. First, I copy this, and later I will explain you what is there in the code. Now, as usual, we have to place the cursor here, and it will spot this one. So if you have not attached this library, you will not find this option here. You see here, import descriptive statistics or .apache.commons.math3. This must be visible to you. When you place the cursor on this descriptive statistics, and this option should be, you should be able to see this option. Now press on it. Disappear. See, in last class it did not disappear. Isn't it? It disappeared. I didn't do anything. Now it disappeared because now at this point in time, if it don't disappear, me computer slow, it may not be the case. If it don't disappear and that red color wiggly line, if it is still there under this class, then what you need to do is, you see, it disappeared because you just go straight away to the module-info.java. This was added. This line should be there. Requires commons.math3 and colon. I just delete this. Save this. Come back to statistics. You see. Now it is still attached. It is imported. Import is there. Import. I delete this import. Now you see, when I place the cursor here, it will tell me, do you want to import descriptive statistics from this library? Yes. And it disappears. And now when you go to the module.info, that statement is there. I deleted it. I don't know. So are you able to follow what I'm saying? If people are not following, you have to excuse me. I can't help you. So you need to raise your brain to this. I mean, a couple of students, not all of you. You're all good students. Now you see, actually, there is a problem in this code because this input array is not there. We didn't define. Such candidate is not there in the code. Now what we need to do, I just copy this and because Java is a static language. Java is a static language. Everything should be defined well before the logic, well before you start writing the logic. Logic, it's not like R and Python. You don't need to define anything. You just can. You don't need to say it is in string or Python understand everything. But Java is not like that. We have to tell Java this is int, this is double. This is, that gives a lot of freedom to be. I'm not saying that this is a disadvantage. There are pros and cons. Now what happens? No, Apache Commons accepts any array which is of the type double. So like this, it is not capital D. Please be cautious. There are two ways to instantiate a double array with capital D and small d. So now int array is equal to new double. That's it. Now what happens? I'll take an arbitrary number 10. It need not be actually. It's just an arbitrary number. This is called hard coding. The 10 should not be. It should be dynamic. It is not dynamic here. It is static again. And now you see it disappear. Input array, that wiggly red color, that error disappears. Now everything is okay. We are ready for our. Now this code do not work. Why? Because still there is a problem in this code. Now, so since there is no error in the code, so what I do is control F11. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening because I'm not printing anything. So sys out and then mean. Now I copy everything, paste. I'll explain you everything in detail. Don't worry. This is standard deviation. This is median. So by the way, where are they? They are just above that code. We are calculating median. We are calculating standard deviation. We are calculating median. Here, what happens is we only created them as variables, but we are not printing them. That's why I used the system out println to print. Now, still there is a problem in this code. Okay, 0, 0, 0. There is a problem. Where is the problem? Can somebody find that problem, please? Somewhere in this code, there is a problem. That's why values are not coming. So where is the problem? Think all of you. Meanwhile, I will explain this code. Okay, so we are performing statistical analysis using Java. Okay, now this is actually what we need to discuss in this course. Till now, whatever I have been discussing is actually the basic infrastructure. So what Java offers to. So how to create the variables, how to write the methods, how to create the classes, what is polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation. So these are all actually basics. So without understanding these things, you can't evolve. I mean, these are all actually the fundamentals which we require to do further advanced programming. So now the concept which we are discussing here is advanced. I'm getting into advanced. So till now, whatever we were discussing, I'll be very much happy if you can define your own methods than using external libraries. Using external, this is somebody wrote it for us. Somebody wrote and they made. This is actually a charitable activity. So Java is a community where there are lakhs of individuals who are into the development. Some developer, few developers who are collaborated here in Apache Commons. They did all this charitable activity, and we are so fortunate to use these libraries. The same fashion, we can also write our own libraries, our code. We can convert them into libraries and keep it somewhere here in somewhere in some repository. This is actually a jar file. That's it. We only borrowed a jar file from Apache Commons, project. Now, what are we doing here? So I created a variable which is of the type array, and again data type is double. It's a array of the type double. And I instantiated a class called Descriptive statistics. I don't know what is this. I just read from here. So this is somebody's library, and we need to follow their conventions. So they wrote a class called. There is a class called Descriptive statistics in this library, Thomas.math3. Comments.math3, it is a jar file, which is a library, external library, in which there is a class called descriptive statistics. And so how do we use classes? We only use classes by instantiating them. So here, this is an instantiation. Now, stats is an instance of the class called descriptive statistics. Is there any confusion in this? Anybody confused here? So this I have been talking right from the beginning, how to instantiate the classes. So it is clear. Now there is a loop actually. This is the way we create a data set. So here logic is that we are using for loop to create a data set. This input array is an array in which we don't have data right now. That is why there is 0 here. Okay, there is no data. Actually, what we are doing for I is equal to I less than, this array length, which means I is equal to 0 to, there will be 9. It is 0, right? 0 to 10. I don't know, 9 or 10. Let's see. So from here, what we are doing is input array I. But in this is just an index, ith element. Then what? We need to pass some value, right? Now you see some values are going on here. In this array, we are passing values. What is I? When I is 0, there will be 0 in the array. When I is 1, there will be 1 in the array. So input array 0. In 0th position, there will be 0. Input array 1. In 1th position, there will be 1. Is it clear? Or anybody confused? So we are just, this is a method. What is stats? Stats is of the instance descriptive statistics. Stats is, so there is a method called add value. This instance has got a method. There are hundreds of methods in this instance. We don't know what it is. We just have to see, for example, if I go here, stats, dot. Now you see these are all methods. Even methods, I don't know how many methods are there. There may be close to 100 methods. So in that, there is one of the methods is add value. You see here. So we are just making. So this is the protocol. Sir, why should we do? That is how this library is manufactured by the developer. So his idea is define an array, keep data in that array, and use that array for analysis. Now what happens? We'll get the values. Let's see. Control F11. You see, you got the values. So this time it is not 0. So the mean value is 4.5. Mean value is 4.5. Standard deviation is 3.02. And then median is 4.5. Why the mean and median are equal? Statistics. Some statistician need to answer this question. Ask you a question, why the mean and median is equal? What do you mean? Well, mean is equal to median is equal to more, then what? In statistics, if all these three measures of central tendency is equal, it is a normal distribution. Only for normal distribution, mean is equal to median. Isn't the stat? So I taught this stat for almost 20 years. I'm bored with that statistics. That's why I'm into the programming. So whenever the mean, median, and mode are equal, it is a normal distribution. 0 to 10, normal distribution, isn't it? Is there any abnormality in 1 to 10? It's normal. Natural numbers. It's a linear number series. 1, 1, 1, 1 increment. It's a normal distribution. If 1 increments with some uncertain number, 1 plus 0.5, 1.5, plus 2.5, 3.5, then there is an abnormality. It's not normal distribution. Abnormal. So I'm going to abnormal this. So what I do is math.random. Now I'm going to pass random values instead of regular values like natural numbers. Now we should see what's going to happen. Control say there is no error in my code, so I can just straight away. You see now everything is abnormal, but close to. You see if you observe, where is that? This is mean 0.42, and it is very close to it. Still, it is normal distribution. It is still normal distribution. Now this random tend to change numbers. So when you press next time, it changed. Again, it changed. Again, it changed. Why? Because this library maths.random is going to create a random number each time when you are executing the code. So the array tend to change. I'll just try to sys out. One thing I can do, because input array is out of loop baita undi kabatti, it is outside of the loop kabatti manam baita vadukochu. So we can so where is input array? It is outside of the loop. Okay, come on. Sys out. Now what happens? Input array. Yes. Now this is going to, I think I have to, okay, let's see. So I want to see the array also along with, yeah, I know this is going to happen because we have to convert them into arrays to string and then input array, because Java is going to output binary form of the array. This is actually the binary form of the array. So we need to convert them into string. So now you got the numbers. You see here. You see these are the numbers. Now keep watching the numbers. The first number is, I think, let me seal the number. Maths.seal. And now what I do is maths.random. And this is going to, I think there is an error here. I think one more bracket. Proceeding another. So this will be rounded values. It is easy for you to understand. What I am trying to do is, I think I multiply with, this is, Excel thing. We do all these things in Excel. So if I don't know, you have studied Excel, right? I'm doing all Excel calculations in Java. Excel మనం రౌండ్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేస్తాం? What do we do? I'm talking to those students who are not able to understand what I'm doing in Java. మామూలుగా అయితే మనం rand అంటాం కదా. So rand అన్నప్పుడు there's a random value. So if I want to convert it to an integer, what do I do? Rand and then multiplied by 100. చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? 2 digits push అవుతుంది. I'm pushing to 90. దీన్ని seal చేసుకోవచ్చు. So sealing, there is a command called seal. Seal. This is sealing. Seal math, whatever it is. Rand and then multiply with 100 and to 0. I don't want any decimal value. Now, significance is 1 now. I don't know. Yeah, 39 integer. Same thing I am doing in Java. So I'm talking this to those individuals who are not able to follow me. Okay. So the same thing I'm doing here. So math seal. So in Java, what I need to do is there is a module called maths. I'm calculating math random 100. And so here what happens? Let's see now here. All of you keep watching here. So what change is going to happen? You see 4, 76, 80, 39. Now it is again. So the mean changes, right? 40.5. Now 51.5. Now 53.5. So these random values are changing. So this is array. This is mean. Actually, I don't like this way, but people like. The whole world likes like this. I write my own code. If I want to compute mean, I write my own code. This is actually a class. We can also develop a class and define a method called getMean, something like that. So this is how we calculate descriptive statistics. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so I think the concept is clear. Now let's go ahead. It is not only the class which is available for descriptive statistics. There are quite a few other classes. Now there are quite a variety of ways in this library. There are variety of ways through which we can calculate the summary statistics or these are called descriptive statistics. You can even like say for example you can come here. So I can just write it as stats, and then when you press dot, when you put that, you can verify. These are all actually kurtosis. There is kurtosis, geometric mean. See, get geometric mean implementation. I don't know what it is. Kurtosis, maximum, mean, minimum, and then percentile. So we can. What happens when you can? So you can go by 10th percentile, 20th percentile, 50th percentile is median, 25th percentile is quartile, first quartile, 50th percentile is second quartile, 75th percentile is third quartile. So 100 is fourth quartile. Interquartile deviation Q3 minus Q2 divided by, that is Q3 minus Q2 is interquartile deviation. So we can do all those things. Say quadratic mean, skewness. See, I can do a normality test by using the skewness, and I think skewness whole square divided by 6, I guess. We convert the skewness measure into the Judd statistic. I don't know. Kurtosis minus 3 whole square by 24 is a normality test. Skewness divided by 6. Skewness whole square divided by 6, I guess. There's a formula. So there is skewness here. We can do some normality test. I can just, create a class, normality test. I can come here. Now, I don't need to do it. They're all there. I don't need to do class, double, maybe I can normal test. I can define my own. So you can just go ahead. So now the sky is the end for you. This is method. I'm sorry. It's not method. It's a public static double normal test written. You can just go for it. So if you know the formula for normality test, you can just come here and you can define your own. You don't need to do that. They're all there. See, I can make, if I know the formula, that is what you need to have the knowledge. So the theory is very, very important. Okay. So if you know the theory, you can play with, you can use the language as you want. The theoretical, so I know what is skewness. I know how to use the skewness measure to perform the normality test. Now that is theory. Here we are trying to implement the theory by using Java language. Okay, fine. Now let's see what are the other. There is another class called summary statistics. Okay, same. Summary statistics, stats, new statistics. Now there is a little bit different. This is while you see here, if you observe very clearly, the while loop is used for the streaming data. This is not static. So here I used the static data. I defined my own array. And I mean, you can also use the streaming data here. So this data is being streamed from a file. While line is not equal to null, we all remember where we used this. I already used this logic in one of my CSV file reader. See, in CSV test, if you go to while SC has next, you see here you got the file. So this is actually streaming. I mean, scanning. I mean, to scan or to. So this class we can use for this example belongs to streaming data. Now we need to take care of data here well before while loop. And once we just like this, so we need to take care of all this. And once the data is ready, then that data it is in lines. When the line is not, suppose if you have data in a file, a CSV file or a text file. And while reading the line, which is not null, line in read line, in means it's actually Java inbuilt class. It's actually system.in.read line, system.in.read. System is a library. I use system out, right? What do you mean this? System is a class. I mean, system is a library. Out is, a class. Println is a method. So we are using a library called system in which you got a class called out, and then we are using, these are all actually inbuilt. It happens automatically. By default, it happens. We don't need to import them. They are base level. So in the same fashion, there is a thing called in read line, stats add value, and then this line should be, we can add that line and close the. Now we can go ahead with our calculations. So if you want, you can calculate mean. If you want, you can calculate standard deviation, median, something, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now what happens? I just create a file. And this file is going to be an Excel file. This is an input file. This is going to be input file. And I just use ran between some 10 to 100. Some data, just maybe age, salary, or whatever it is. No, we don't need to worry. Some dummy data. Don't care. Now what happens? Save this as CSV file. I'm going to save this as CSV file in my computer. Where do I have that? I think I have in C. Users. I don't like this place, but unfortunately, I had to. This is a class computer. If it is my personal computer, I'm sure I don't save my data in C. I save somewhere else. Now I think in statistics, I create one more. I'm in this here. This is my project directory. I'm going to create a folder. And the name of that folder is files. As usual, I'm not doing anything new. I already did all these things. I've shown you how to. So now I'm just going to dummy data so that it is easy for you. I can write anything like, I can write salary, salary.csv. I want to save this as CSV. I'm not sure whether I can do. I'll be successful with this or not, but I'm trying. Okay, salary. Yes. Now what happens? Let's go back to the Eclipse, and we should be having a file called in statistics. If you don't find this, refresh. Refresh. You got files. And in files, I think you don't have. I think I have in the project itself. So what I do is I just drag this to the files. Yes. No, it's not happening. Yeah. So now, which is the file is in the project. Now it is inside the files. It is always. I can delete it now. If I want, I can delete it now. It's not getting deleted. Okay, fine. Let's. I have to go back. Okay. Anyway, so I don't like to waste my time. If you want, you can delete it now. Okay. If you press on this, you can actually. I don't want to. It is the same file. So I just double click on the file and I have the data. So this is one way of, see, we don't create data in Java. We always, we don't create data. So now what I need to do is I create one more class. I don't want to disturb this class. Actually, I can delete everything and rewrite the class. Here I'm going to summary statistics, summaries, divided summaries, and I want the main. Now, what I need to do is, I come here. I need to take care of this file, right? So how shall we do that? Shall we line? I think I need line. So this has line. So in scanner, we have line thing. No, I don't have line thing. I think in buffer reader, I have the line thing. I can use buffer buffer reader in buffer reader. Here is equal this. I have this code in my book. New buffer reader, then new file reader, and then I have the path. Where is the path? Files. When if I don't use, see, I don't. There is no /. Please be cautious. Current directory, files folder. Pick up this salary. CSV. This is a buffer reader class. Now Java is not able to identify from where I need to. So I think this is there in the buffer reader java.io. I think that is correct, I guess. Buffer java.io, and then file reader java.io. File reader java.io. So all the readers IO stands for. I think there is a problem here. Yeah, try catch. So as usual, we have to do it in try catch. Now we got BR. So now what we need to do is, I think in my, I don't know, I explained this to you or not, I don't remember. Summary starts. So we are going to create a class here. Summary start is equal to new summary statistics. Now while now what happens? So summary stat is giving me a problem. It is telling me that I don't know from where you want me to pick this class. I want it from the Apache Commons Math3. Press it. Vanished. Now line is still a problem because we have not defined the line. So where do we need to define the line? I just go here. This line is going to be a string. Okay. Maybe I don't know, double or string. Okay, I make it a string. Line. And for time being, it is going to be an empty string. Now that line should disappear. Yes, it disappeared. Now it is a problem. Now where do you want me to get this in? I think this is system plot in, I guess. Now, in we have to define in system.in, I guess. I'll use another, while I think I need to use dr, I guess. I will dr dot as read line. Okay. if br, I think it's showing me somewhere. Yeah, null is not equal to null. It's not equal to null when there is a line. I think if line, I guess, line is equal to br, is not equal to null. Try catch. So okay, while line is equal to br read line, and if, which is not equal to null, then line is equal to br read line. Next, I guess, not read line. It should be next, I guess. I'm changing the. Next read line. I think read line. Br read line. Now, don't get confused. I'm just trial and error. I'm doing try. Yeah. Now the line is coming, and stats add value. We need to, let's see. So there are two try catch. That's okay, fine. So what we are doing, so I created a class, an instance of the buffer reader BR, and I'm going to handle the data from this file using this buffer reader. That is what I did. So I'm creating an instance of the buffer reader. I'm handling the data coming from this. It means you need to read this from the. This code is available from my textbook. This code is available from my textbook. There is nothing so hard here. It's very simple. So I'm creating an instance of the buffer reader and I'm handling this data. And now what happens? While I created a variable called line, which is of the type string. I'm not sure if this should be an array. I'm not sure. So if there is an error, I'll handle it. I'll convert that in. So this line is a string which if at all there is information which is coming from this file, and that should be caught. This BR is going to catch that information, and it is going to create a variable called line. And here we have the data. Now what happens? I just print this line, only to be sure that whether this line is there or not. Okay. Now this the trim data is going to the stats, and now the stats is just as usual. Go ahead and print the. Now it will come out of this. I think we cannot come out of this. I don't. Yeah, stat is there out of the while loop, so we can make use of. Let's see. So our in clause, that's okay, fine. I'm not using in now. I changed everything. Now we are going to copy this code from here. I keep it here, okay, and then I just this is out. I print mean. So let's see. So so far so good, and we don't have any error here. And let me say all the best. And yeah, it's coming. So now what's happening here? So the data is coming from the. So this is data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we have 9, right? How many data variables we have? I think we should be having 9, I guess. So this is mean and this is standard deviation. So what is this is salary? I mean, let it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be 5. It should be more than 5. It's okay, fine. So this is the salary details of the sample individuals. I have some. This is sample data. So we collected this data from. Imagine that we collected this data from some survey, and this is a mean, and this is. So how did I calculate the mean? The mean I calculated by using summary statistics, not from the descriptive statistics. So there is another class called summary. So here the entire approach is. So this portal only speaks. It has only little code. So the entire code is not there. We have to manufacture. I manufacture rest of them based on this is the core logic. So this portal has all the code, which is core logic, and we need to build. So this from internally created data set, and this for external data which is being imported from an external file. So two different approaches, and there is one thing called statistical. This is the third approach. It's a very simple, straightforward way. You don't need to create the instance of the. So you got a class called summary statistics, stat utils, and it has a method called mean. We don't need to. Suppose if you have the earlier approach, statistics lo మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ We are just trying to pass the create data inside. So here I can just go just comment all this code here. I think I can still print the array. Okay, I comment this. Now I come here and let's watch what I'm going to do. So there is a class called statistics. Okay, double need is equal to stat util. I'm not instantiating. You say I don't need this. Stat utils dot I think mean dot. When you put the dot, and then you should be able to get all the others. See, this is what we are searching for. And then input array, and there are some precision. I think I don't know what is this 0,0. Now we need to read the documentation. What is this 0, 0? We don't need it for time being, but if you want, you can just read it. Double median is equal to stat. You see, we don't even need to. It is not complaining. Where do you have this class? It is already when you. We don't even need this. Yeah, we don't need this. Now what happens? I comment this, and instead of using stats, what I do is input array. I just need to make a plain array is equal to I. That's it. Input array. That's it. I don't even need stats because I commented it. We no longer need this. We have an array. We are printing array, and then we are straightforward going to now median util dot median. I don't know. I think it is not that it is. I guess I don't know. Stat utils dot. Is there anything called median? No, median is not there. Standard deviation. Some squared. Okay. I think it did not have the standard deviation also. Mean is there, or square root is there. And median is also percentile. Standard deviation is square root of the variance. Oh, great. See, actually, you don't have the straight forward methods here. So standard deviation is defined. The square root of variance is what is called standard deviation. So here, fast math is another class. I don't know. Should be one of the classes available for this. Why are you looking at me like that? And then you got the median. Okay. So here one student is telling me that the time is up now. Your time is up. You can go away. Okay. Now I'll leave the class here. Okay. Now I'll delete these two. I think the code is clean. Say that's it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 is the mean value of linear number series which range from 0 to 10, 0 to 9, 10 elements. So in this class, I explained to you how to import the external libraries and solve that red color wiki line under the class names. And then I explained to you 3 very important classes from the Commons Math 3 library. They are descriptive statistics, summary statistics, and stats utility.